All right, we are here at Hollywood Casino in Meadows in Washington, PA. This is DDT Slots, and I'm going to be recording some of my first videos ever. And we're going to start with a little bit of double gold. So I have $100 in the machine. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we're going to be playing one credit with the goal of trying to turn a small profit. Here is the pay table for one credit and two credit. And let's see how it goes. And it's a nice start. Now, you know, with dollar denom and single line, probably not going to get a lot of line hits, but when we do get line hits, the payout should actually be decent for the line hit. Now, when you guys play classic slots, three reels, do you prefer single line, five line, or nine line games? Let me know in the comments below and why. Come on, double gold. Oh, would have been nice if that was on the line. Now, since the pay table is pretty straightforward, typically this will be a lower in volatility machine. There we go. So hopefully, you know, we're going to get some good gameplay out of this. And it'll really sustain our bankroll. But we're hoping to turn like a small profit here before we move on to some other games. And a little something back. I like getting 2 times our bet. Oh, only those 2 double sevens were down. Oh, almost. Nothing. There we go. 5 times the bet. We like that. Oh. Hey, there we go. We'll take a little 8 times. 8x. We like that. Oh, that orange 7 was up. That would have been nice. That would have been 40 credits right there. Now, the great thing about these lower in volatility games, you know, these single line 3 real classic games are, as you can see, it really maintains you. You really get a lot of playtime out of these. Your bankroll's not going to be going down that much, or rather, I should say, not that quickly. There we go. Little 4x. You just need one decent hit. Ooh. I wonder if that would have been something. One decent hit. Yeah, the way I typically play is I try to make something, you know, a 20% profit or better. Depends on my bankroll though, you know. How do you normally play? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, that was down and that was down. Would have been nice. Come on, double gold. Now, if you do play classic three reel slots, which ones are some of your favorites, and which ones do your casinos have? I know casinos don't always have, you know, all. Hey guys, it's DDT Slots here. So, unfortunately, I didn't, I guess, charge my mics before recording videos this day, and I didn't know that my mic cut out, so the sound, cut off for this video and the next one I'm going to post. So I'll probably dub over that one as well. But I don't necessarily remember some of the things I said or questions I asked while playing Double Gold. Like I said, it was some of my first videos ever, so I guess you can probably chalk that up to a rookie mistake. Not charging up the microphones before recording, making sure everything had battery. But I figured, for my first video, I would start with a classic three reel to try to get some good gameplay out of it. And just kind of, try my luck. But as I was playing, with a single line classic three reel slot, I wasn't getting a lot of line hits. Eventually, started getting some decent ones, but might have been a little too little, too late. Well, it only takes that one line hit, to really turn it around or to make something of it. I admit I actually haven't played too many classic three reels. I guess in general, you would say I'm still a relatively new gambler or slot player, I should say. A lot of slot machines I haven't had a chance to play ever, or haven't played that often yet, so can't really tell you whether I like them or don't like them or what my experience has been with them. But it's going to be a lot more classic three reels and video slots that I'll be playing that, I'll get more of a handle on. So, I mean, if you guys have any suggestions as to which classic three reels, whether they're single line, a 5-line or 9-line, that you really recommend, let me know in the comments below what they are. I'll see if my casino has them, and why you recommend them, and what your experience is with them. Like, what bankroll you play them with, what your experience has been, what kind of, whether you go 1 credit or 2 credits, etc. And maybe I'll experience that myself going forward. But yeah, trying to kind of get a handle on recording, glare, and this particular day I did not have a tripod with me, so it was definitely a little tiring recording, just holding the phone, switching hands here and there. But if the camera moved a little bit here and there, that was why, and I apologize for that. I think when you play a classic three reel slot machine, it really needs a lot of patience, because you don't really have flashy lights going. Every once in a while, you'll get that something on that first reel that'll give you a nice tone or bell, and kind of get you a little excited, but more often than not ends in disappointment. And obviously, the most likely outcome of gambling is going to be you're going to either lose money or you're going to probably go home with a loss. It's really, really tough to keep to being disciplined and taking a small win when you can. But I try to do that, and some games it works out, and I keep to that. And some games definitely not as well as I should, as you'll see in a later video. What do you guys think about Double Gold? Is it one of the classic three reels that you guys play? Are there others you prefer more? I thought because the pay table was pretty simple that there would be more consistent line hits. Um, I would think this is on the lower volatility side because there are only so many symbols that can land on a pay line, and no progressives, obviously. But low volatility obviously doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed to get line hits nonstop, or not guaranteed to come away with some money. And that's the nature of gambling and slots, right? Some days you play and you can make a little something, or you make a lot of something, and other days you give it back, or you leave some at the casino. Just how it goes. Yeah, I don't remember what the pay table was off the top of my head, but I think that mixed sevens was one of the 20 credit hits. Probably should have zoomed in a little more so that the credits were a little more visible. But these are growing pains for me, so I'm sure I'll figure it out as we go along. Yeah, normally I think I typically prefer 5 line and 9 line classic three reel slots, just because there seems to be a little more action. Um, but keeping to about a 1 to 2% of $100 budget and trying to keep it to $2 max type max bets, um, you know, you're looking at maybe a 25 cent 5 line classic three reel where your max bet's going to be $1.25. Um, and that's a little above 1%. Obviously, with uh, 5 line and line hits, you often do get enough line hits where you actually are getting pretty much 100 spins or more. But still doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be, coming away with profit or getting tons of line hits. So, um, you know, 5 line doesn't necessarily mean just because you have more action, you're more likely to win some money or, hit something big. But it does tend to at least seem to extend your gameplay, since you typically at least get your bet back more. Now, you might have noticed in obviously this dollar denom classic three reel single line double gold that whenever we were getting a line hit, it was often at a minimum at least 2 times the bet, 4 times the bet. Um, you know, and then occasionally we hit those 20 credit or $20 hits, albeit kind of late. So, but I would say, the classic three reels, as you probably guys have seen, they don't tend to get as much play as the newer kind of fancier video slots. So this was a corner of the casino where they had a bunch of classic slots, a pretty good selection if you ask me, and it was pretty quiet even at this time of night on a Sunday. Um, Music was actually decently loud though, unfortunately, in this part of the casino. So perhaps fortunately my mic died and I didn't have to worry about music coming into the background and possibly getting a copyright strike or something. Other parts of the casino, more in the main floor area, if you will, where they had more of the video slots and stuff, some of the newer games and so on. You had a lot more sounds coming from the machines around and just the machine I was playing on itself, things like that, and didn't have to really worry too much about background music, which was kind of nice. Now, also, a question for you guys: when you play classic three reel slots, what denomination machines do you prefer? Like, do you prefer 5 cent, 25 cent, 1 cent, 50 cent, dollar, $5? What do you play most, or what have you kind of seen to have the best success with when playing like classic three reels? Let me know in the comments below. This was definitely a classic three reel where I wish you would have got your bet back or something for like a blank hit, But not one of those games where you do get something back for nothing lining up or nothing on the pay line at all. Now, when you guys play classic three reels, another question for you guys: do you always play your bankroll down to zero, or do you play it halfway? Because I know every spin is, as they say, it's individual. Essentially, it's separate from the spin before, and it typically only takes one spin to get a decent line hit or to even come back. But when you're down, let's say, significantly or decently on your bankroll for a three reel slot, at what point do you call it? Like, if you were to, let's say you were down 75% and you hit a line hit that gets you back up to, say, 80% of your bankroll, you call it then? Do you keep playing and hope to get above what you started at, or do you always play it down, being okay with obviously committing your whole bankroll to it? Let me know down below. So at this point, we're almost done with our bankroll on double gold, and I had committed to playing my bankroll all the way down, hoping to get just that one hit, or at least kind of back up to near even. Unfortunately, it did not work out, but that's gambling sometimes. A lot of times, the most likely outcome is you are going to lose money. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and stick around for the next video. Take care.